Welcome to So You're Writing a Research Paper. The purpose of this tutorial is to help you to learn how to properly credit other people's work that you use when you write your research paper. If this is your first research paper, you will find this guide a good place to start to build important citation skills. If you've written research papers before, you may still find this review helpful in strengthening those skills. When you set out to write a research paper on a given topic, you begin by gathering information from various sources. By reading books and articles on your topic, you will collect background information, facts, arguments, and theories about your topic. If you use this information in your paper, it is important to acknowledge it. When writing research papers, we credit our sources and we use a specific format to do so. Why do we cite our sources? Most importantly, we want to credit other researchers for their work. They did it, and they should get credit for it. Otherwise, we could be guilty of plagiarism. Also, by properly crediting the sources of your information, other people who read your paper and want more information about the topic can read further by checking out your sources. Finally, by including your sources, you can lend credibility to your paper. Researchers use different formats or styles to cite references. These different styles just organize the same basic information in different ways. Sometimes your teacher will tell you which style he or she wants you to use. Sometimes you get to decide for yourself. Use of a consistent style helps the reader to be able to follow your sources, and it helps you to remember to include everything that you need to include. This lesson will focus on some basics for learning the style called MLA. We will learn how to create a list at the end of the paper, formatted in the style of MLA, of the references used in your paper. Sometimes, students are confused by the various citation formats required for different types of research sources. If you understand the basic structure of the MLA citation, it's easier to figure out how to handle the variations. Basically, citation tells us about information about the author, information about the work, information about the publishing, information about how the work was accessed. Let's say we are writing an imaginary paper on one of America's most famous architects, Frank Lloyd Wright. In researching his amazing building, Fallingwater, we may use books, websites, encyclopedias, magazines, and newspapers. This tutorial will address citing a book and a website. Perhaps we found on the shelves of the library the biography of Frank Lloyd Wright, Many Masks, written by Brendan Gill. If we use this resource, we would cite it at the end of our paper using the following general format: author's last name, first name, title of book, place of publication, publisher, publication year, publication medium. Note carefully a few things. The citation is organized by info about the author, the work, the publishing, and access. Pay attention to the punctuation used between each piece of information. Also note the title of the book is in italics and the second line is indented. So for our book, we would cite Gill, Brendan, Many Masks, A Life of Frank Lloyd Wright, New York, DeCapo Press, 1998, print. Notice that we list the author, the work, information about publishing, and information about access. Maybe then we looked on the internet for information about Frank Lloyd Wright and Fallingwater. A Google search might suggest the website www.fallingwater.org. If we use this resource in our paper, we would need to cite it. Referencing a website can be a little tricky because sometimes not all of the information we normally put in a citation is there. The general format is author's name, if any, article or page title, if any, title of site, sponsor of the website, date created, web, date accessed. Again, notice the order of information, the punctuation between the types of information provided, the title of the site in italics, and the second and further lines indented. In our case, there was no author listed. We were looking at the page titled Fallingwater Drawings and Plans, and the site is sponsored by Western Pennsylvania Conservancy. To credit this website, we would write it like this: Fallingwater Drawings and Plans, Fallingwater, Western Pennsylvania Conservancy, 2015, Web, 20 November 2015. Again, notice the order of the information, the punctuation between the types of information provided, the title of the site in italics, and the second line indented. We put all of these citations together in a list at the end of the paper. The page is titled the Works Cited page, and that title is placed in the center of the top of the page. The list of resources is organized alphabetically by the first word in the citation. This guide illustrated citing 2 common sources for beginning researchers. However, it is just the tip of the MLA formatting iceberg. Look for additional citation guides to be posted here in the future. Questions about citations? Ask a reference librarian for more help.